precipitation when rain returns to your weather-wise forecast tomorrow on Rising.
Happy Tuesday, everyone, and welcome in to Beyond the Bases here on WCCB Charlotte with the Charlotte Knights. Kendall Smith and Doug Maurer joining you here. We hope that you've had a great start to your week. We're having a great start to the week because the Charlotte Knights are back. They are playing in Uptown this week at Truist Field. And Doug, we get a different opponent this week. I feel like we're usually rattling off a lot of the same opponents that we typically see in the International League, the Norfolk Tides, the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, the Durham Bulls. But this week, it's the Los Angeles Dodgers, AAA affiliate, the Oklahoma City Comets, making the trek to Charlotte, and we are excited to play them.
Yeah, interleague play. You don't see that very often at the AAA level, and it's interesting because the Knights and the Comets are both making a push for the playoffs in their respective leagues. So a ton on the line this week at Truist Field, Kendall.
All right, well, we're talking about this week at Truist Field. Let's take it back to last week in Durham. We mentioned the Durham Bulls. Yeah, the Knights had no problem with the Bulls. We rolled the highlights and just look at what this team has done. 6 wins for the group on the road. They only play 6 games in the series. They swept it, Doug, and it was a little bit of a long ball fest out there in Durham.
Yeah, the Charlotte Knights were hitting home runs like crazy. We see several of them here. Corey Lee hit a bomb. This one from Braden Montgomery was huge. And what I really loved about the wins, Kendall, was the Knights did it in a variety of ways. They had a couple of wire-to-wire wins on Tuesday, on Sunday, but they also needed some come-from-behind wins. And then they had an 11-inning victory as well. So for the Charlotte Knights, yes, the long ball certainly helped. How about that one from Corey Lee? That one still has not landed yet.
That's in Raleigh.
To another zip code. But what I really love as well, Kendall, is the Knights put up all that offense, and they're doing it showcasing their depth. They did not have Jacob Gonzalez this week. They did not have Lamont Wade this week. And so for other guys to be able to step up, put that type of run production together was huge. And it was why they were able to win all 6 games.
Well, it doesn't surprise me, and we'll talk a little bit later in the show about this Charlotte Knights offense. They top the International League in so many categories. But you mentioned not having Jacob Gonzalez, not having guys like Riku Nishida, who were a big part of this Knights offense earlier in the season. We'll talk about them and their call-ups in just a little bit, but I do want to mention this. The Knights have played Durham 9 times this season, and the Knights are undefeated against the Durham Bulls. They have won all 9 games this season against Durham, which is massive. It is not easy to do that in the sport of baseball, especially when you're seeing different pitchers. The rosters are so different from the first time that these two groups played back in March to now playing in June. So to be able to do that is a huge accomplishment for the Charlotte Knights, and super proud of the effort from the group.
Yeah, and it is rare to sweep a 6-game series. In 2021, Major League Baseball moved the schedule around, so now you are playing a 6-game series from Tuesday through Sunday, and ideally you win 4 games. Maybe you win a 5th, and that really elevates you up the standings, but to win all 6 games and to do it at Durham is just so special. I know the guys were extremely happy. Just being a Knights fan, I was happy. We don't like Durham very much. We want to beat them every time, and we have 9 out of 9.
There is for sure a rivalry there. The biggest rivalry that the Knights have is absolutely with the Bulls. No Jacob Gonzalez, no Riku Nishida. You're missing guys that made big impacts in this lineup from the start of the season until they were called up, which leads us to all of the Charlotte Knights that have been called up this season. Okay, this isn't even everybody, but these are some of the guys that have been up at the major league level with the Chicago White Sox and have done great things. This guy right here, Sam Antonacci, stands out to me. Get this crazy stat. 191 plate appearances for Sam Antonacci. He's been hit by a pitch 15 times. He leads Major League Baseball in that category in just 191 plate appearances. He started the season with the Charlotte Knights. He was a part of Team Italy in the World Baseball Classic. This guy will do the gritty things to get a win for the group, and the White Sox talk about that with him all of the time. I love the way he plays, and I love that he was a Charlotte Knight this year.
And the fans absolutely love him. He's hitting leadoff pretty much every game for Chicago, and you can talk about about, some type of a story with all of these guys. I mean, look at Jacob Gonzalez. We've talked about him a lot, Kendall, and he hit his first major league home run last week. He's looking to make sure he stays up. But it is interesting because some of these guys will go up and then they'll come back down, like Duncan Davitt or Jonathan Cannon. And then that allows them to continue to refine their game and find their way back up to Chicago. Guys you don't see on this graphic, Lamont Wade Jr., Drew Romo. These are also very productive guys who have made it up to the major leagues, and it just speaks to how deep this Knights team is to continue to pick up wins. I mean, 6 out of 6 last week with barely any of these guys still on the roster. It's very impressive.
A 428-foot home run for Jacob Gonzalez. The White Sox were playing at the Phillies after the game. He was talking with the White Sox reporter Brooke Fletcher. She said, "How'd that feel?" He said, "It was cool." I love to know that
Jacob.
the MLB has not changed Jacob Gonzalez. He is still the same guy. Riku Nishida, another guy who was a part of this Knights team that got the call up, someone we weren't maybe expecting to be a part of this Chicago White Sox roster this season, but another example of how refining the skills down here at the AAA level can ultimately get these guys to the point where they're accomplishing their dreams. So we say it all the time, but come watch the Stars of Tomorrow at the Major League level with the Chicago White Sox right here today with the Charlotte Knights, because I have a feeling that's not going to be the end of the call-ups this year.
Not if Hagen Smith keeps pitching the way he is.
Oh my goodness.
What a
How
job
about
he did.
Hagen Smith on the road in Durham? 2 starts for him on Tuesday and on Sunday. 9 strikeout starts in both of those appearances. That's a season high for him. And then the best news of all, I think, for White Sox fans is the fact that Hagen Smith, and he's the number 4 prospect for the Chicago White Sox, he threw a season high 92 pitches on Sunday, which is huge for him. He was nursing a little bit of an injury from last season. Heading into this year, they were slow playing him a little bit, but now he's getting to the point where he's able to go a little bit deeper into games. That's huge for White Sox fans.
Yeah, he's absolutely rocking it, and he'll be pitching on Saturday, so make sure you come out to Truist Field, catch Hagen Smith in his next start, see what he can do as an encore from those back-to-back 9 strikeout performances.
Well, speaking of Saturday and speaking of the week, we'll take a look at what we have in store this week. So tomorrow, a little day game action, Splash Day. It's starting to get really, really hot here in Charlotte. We're getting in the 90s, which means it feels good to come out to the ball game and not have to worry about being too hot the entire time. We'll have all the fun and games that you can imagine out on Splash Day. Again, that's an 11:05 first pitch. And then Thursday, book night, and Thirsty Thursday, Doug.
Yeah, a little day baseball on Wednesday. Gotta love it. Thursday, Thirsty Thursday. Bring the books out. We'll have lots of famous authors signing autographs, and it all rolls into the weekend.
All right, we'll take a look at our weekend really quickly here. Of course, fireworks on Friday, our tribute to Charlotte Sports Night. We'll have a retro Knights basketball jersey that we're giving away to the first 1,000 fans in the stadium. You can check out that jersey on social media at Knights Baseball. Fireworks again on Saturday, pregame catch on the field, and then the Guacamayas to Charlotte make their debut. Everybody runs the bases on Sunday and park in the ballpark. Okay, we were just talking about this Knights offense off the charts. I had the chance to sit down with Knights hitting coach Aaron Bray. We'll take a look at that interview after the break.
From the pitch to the Queen City streets, Charlotte's independent spirit shines as our hometown squad fights for victory. Show your pride, wave your colors, and cheer them on. The Charlotte Independents take on Union Omaha, Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. on WCCB Charlotte.
When your home feels clean and happy,
The people inside are clean and happy too.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
I need my back to give me a break. I want options and a doctor who helps me choose the right one. I want technology informing my surgeon's every move so I get the fastest recovery. I want to get back with the guys before I miss another Saturday, because I've got plenty left in the tank.
For the gold standard in spine surgery, you want Novant. Novant Health. Best surgeons, amazing nurses, remarkable care.
A 988 is the number that can make a difference.
It's the number to use when you need help and you don't know where to turn. Call, text, or chat 988 day or night.
988, the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Call, text, or chat 988 24/7.
Did you know suicide is the second leading cause of death for people between the ages of 10 to 34? Men are much less likely to get help for their mental health, but the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here for you 24/7. It's private and free and always available.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. All law firms are not the same, and here's why. Insurance companies use an AI software called Colossus. It tells them what your lawyer might settle your case for. If you pick the wrong firm, you won't know it, but the insurance company will. Size matters, reputation matters, results matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this. We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
The bright lights, the crack of the bat, and the roaring crowd. Baseball is a sport with a history as storied and dynamic as the country that made it so great. So we're celebrating 250 years of the United States here with the Charlotte Knights this year. Let's take a look at how Charlotte has helped to shape the sport of baseball. How has baseball not only influenced Charlotte as a sport, but the community and the culture as a whole?
It has a lasting influence, and it brings the community together. You know, in the early days, leaving from the mills and the farms to come out and play this great game of baseball. The likes of Billy Graham, Romare Bearden, and also the first professional general manager in baseball was a woman by the name of Frances Crockett, longest standing professional sport in the city of Charlotte.
Well, we are celebrating America's 250th birthday all season long here with the Charlotte Knights, so we hope that you'll come out and join us for a game soon.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back into Beyond the Bases here on WCCB Charlotte with the Charlotte Knights. Listen, this Charlotte Knights offense has been off the charts all season long. They are at the top or near the top of multiple categories offensively in the International League, including batting average, run differential, OPS, on-base percentage, and home runs. And that's just to name a few. And so much of that is thanks to Charlotte Knights hitting coach Aaron Bray. He's actually a Charlotte native. Just 4 years ago, he was coaching in Waxhaw, North Carolina, high school baseball players and softball players looking to make his mark at the professional level. Well, he is doing that right now. Again, just 4 years later, now he's a AAA hitting coach, and he's doing it in his hometown. So why have the Charlotte Knights been so dominant offensively? Well, I spoke with Bray about it, so take a look.
Told me the goal for this group is to knock the other team's starting pitcher out as soon as possible. You want it to be death by 1,000 cuts.
That's right.
So you're seeing people all across the lineup contribute. In what ways have you seen that this season from a full lineup standpoint?
Well, I mean, I just think like you look at those games where we scored 21 runs, 19 runs, 12 last night. I think at one point we had a stretch where we faced 8 innings in 4 or 5 games in position players coming in late in the game because it's just out of reach. They don't want to burn bullpen arms. And like, to me, the game is harder. Bullpen guys in the minor leagues are more on like a scheduled progression throughout the week. So like, you can really ruin a team's week if you knock the starter out on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then even again on Wednesday. And I mean, the whole week could be like that. And we're starting to see that this week. Like, I think they've added 2 or 3 arms to their bullpen in the last 24 hours. So it's one of those things, like we might go through it on the pitching side at some point, especially with the amount of guys that we have going up and down. But if we can do that, we're gonna have a lot of success.
Aaron, the game is so interesting now, and it has changed so much. And analytics are the name of the game now.
Yeah.
How much are you relying on the analytics to determine how successful a player is versus all of the other intangibles that maybe you are not seeing in the analytics?
How do I answer this without looking good or bad?
I know, I put you in a little bit of a pickle there.
No, I think what has happened in the game is the analytics took over, and they hired people who just knew analytics and didn't know how to create a relationship with a player. So I think the ones that are good at their job can take the analytics, spin it into baseball terms for these guys, and mesh the two together. I view it as if I was in high school and the teacher gave me the practice test and said, hey, I really think you should go home and look over this test, giving you the hint that this is going to be the test on Friday, you're getting the answers to the test before it. How you use it is up to you as an organization, as a coach, like however it may be. And that's how I view it. At the end of the day, we are still playing a game that has not changed. Like, pitching has changed, the thought of hitting some of that, but at the end of the day, there's 3 outs, there's 3 strikes, there's 4. It's the same baseball game. And there has to be that same thought of playing the game of baseball. So being able to mix them together, I think the best way to put it is like the way the biomech stuff that we get. I feel like if I had that when I was playing, maybe my slumps in minor leagues wouldn't have lasted 2 weeks, maybe they last a week. Because, hey, we have clear data, this is what's moving wrong, or you're not getting in this position, we can fix it sooner. So like my job is I get that report, like, okay, this is my thoughts on how we're gonna do it, this is like, let's add this into your routine, let's go to work. So we get that information sooner than where it was like before, I don't wanna say a guessing game, but it's like kind of a guessing game.
A lot of great stuff there from the Charlotte Knights hitting coach Aaron Bray. And don't forget, you can catch the full interview on the Charlotte Knights podcast, wherever you get your podcast. Kendall, I have to say, when I watch Aaron Bray, he talked about the relationships. You see the connection between him and the players. But their ability to come at you inning 1 through inning 9 is so critical, because there are going to be games when you are behind early and you have to swing your way back into it. You're not going to lead wire to wire every single game. We saw that last week against Durham. The Knights just continue to come at you. Aaron Bray, a big reason why. And you mentioned run differential. How about the Charlotte Knights? Plus 92 this year in run differential. That leads all of AAA. Oklahoma City, the team that's coming in, they are plus 74, third in all of AAA. So we're in store for some fireworks this week.
It's going to be a good series this week, so we hope that you'll join us out at Truist Field. Again, you can get your tickets at charlotteknights.com. Come watch this offense for the Knights. You do not want to miss out on it. It is truly like a fireworks show. So much fun. All right, we talk about guys that contribute to the offense. Ryan Galaney, one of those guys, and we got to know him a little bit better. So stay tuned, because on the other side of the break, you can get to know Ryan Galaney.
Welcome to the real world. It sucks.
Here we go. Pivot. I keep getting divorces. I have to start working out again.
There is the possibility that I won't make rent.
Maybe we start eating out of Joey's refrigerator.
Stop! Oh my God!
I'm hopeless and awkward and desperate for love.
This really does put me in a better mood.
Weeknights at 6 on WCCB Charlotte.
All good?
Mom.
Welcome to Take 5.
Fitting an oil change into your schedule doesn't have to be scary. Just go to Take 5. Save up to 30% on your oil change. Text Take 5 to 82535 and get your coupon instantly.
Chris Stapleton's All-American Roadshow. Saturday, June 20th at Bank of America Stadium with special guests Lainey Wilson and Alan Stone. Chris Stapleton's All-American Roadshow. On sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Presented by Live Nation.
Are you a driven sales professional ready to take your career to the next level? WCCB and Bayhackle Digital are looking for qualified account executives right here in Charlotte. Join a fast-paced team with a wide spectrum of locally produced shows, top sports programming, and a leading digital marketing agency. If you've got broadcast sales experience and know your way around marketing for small businesses and relationship development, we want to hear from you. Apply today and be a part of a powerhouse in digital marketing and media sales.
Welcome to Fitting In. Welcome to Standing Out.
Welcome to A Helping Hand. Welcome to the world of Mercedes-Benz. Get an exceptional offer on the GLC and GLE at the Welcome Home Celebration, going on now at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer.
Welcome to Take 5.
A diesel oil change doesn't have to be a showdown with your schedule. Save up to 30% on your oil change. Text Take 5 to 82535 and get your coupon instantly.
Knock, knock.
Come in.
Well, all right.
All right. I'll do it. Get out, Dave.
Weeknights at 7 on WCCB.
The Charlotte Knights are so much more than just baseball players, and that is something we learned from Charlotte Knights first baseman Ryan Galaney. A lot to know about this guy. He is very interesting, and I'm very glad I had the chance, Doug, to walk and talk with him a little bit. Now, my favorite part of this, which you all will soon learn, he doesn't live in an apartment in the off-season, doesn't live in a house. Where does Ryan Galaney live? Take a listen. You are the proud owner of an RV. Does it have a name?
No.
You need to name it.
My mom might name it. That's not my thing. That's her thing.
Have your mom name it, and we can get back to that. We can circle back on naming your RV.
Actually, wait, it's called Dora. It's Dora. Yeah, Dora, actually.
You can't forget that.
No.
Dora the RV, and you are living in this RV during spring training.
Yes, 2 months.
Where do you park it?
There's an RV resort in North Phoenix that we park it at. It's really nice. It's really close to the lake. Also, about half the distance to the lake or the desert if you want to go out and partake in different activities. I have a Jeep that I can go off-roading with. Calvin and I will go shoot skeet out there, which is fun. And then it's 30 minutes to the facility, no traffic either way. It's nice, just get to chill every night.
So why did you buy an RV?
I just wanted to get away. My parents have always talked about getting one. And they were like, oh, you don't have a home, you kind of train all over the place. Like, you should get one. When I first got drafted, I put it off for a couple of years, didn't want to. And then one year I just wanted to get away and kind of enjoy that aspect of life as well. So I just adventured for about a month and bought into it.
Where's the coolest place you've been?
I don't know. There's a lot of really cool places out west. I've been to all the national parks in Utah. New Mexico has some cool ones. Colorado is beautiful. I really like Yosemite in California. That was last year's adventure. But
you're like very adventurous. I'm getting that vibe because you like to hike as well. So you're in your RV, you're hiking. Where did that sense of adventure come from with you?
I don't know. It just kind of blossomed one day. I didn't want to hike with my friends when we went on the trip the first time, but they forced me to, and then I had a lot of fun, and now it's just a regular part of my routine.
Ryan Galaney showing it's not just baseball that these guys think about. I love that, Kendall. I mean, this is the minor leagues. It's all about fun, and you see so many different types of personalities. And when I look at Ryan Galaney and you just look at the roster, he played his college ball at Wofford and Spartanburg. He knows the Carolinas. He started the year in AA. He's come up here to the Charlotte Knights, and he's done a really nice job, including last week against Durham. But when you hear those personal stories, how he takes his RV to spring training, he goes and visits all the national parks, he likes to hike, be outdoors, like that to me really speaks to what minor league baseball is. So watch out for Ryan Galaney. He plays first base for the Knights. Come out and cheer for him this week.
The RV story is great. I'm like, wait, what? You have an RV and you travel across the country with it? Where do you park it at spring training? Of course, he answered that question. I just want an RV tour. Now, I do hear that Dora the RV is currently with Ryan's family in Cincinnati, Ohio. So that is where she is at the current moment. But I think the Galaney family, if you're listening, you should drive the RV down to Charlotte. We'll do a little tour of the RV because Ryan says it's just like an apartment.
I think that's a must.
Yeah, it's a great thing. That full interview is out on the Knights social media channels at Knights Baseball. And again, come watch Ryan this week. We're home Wednesday through Sunday at Truist Field, taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers affiliated team we don't play very often, the Oklahoma City Comets. Tickets at Charlotte charlotteknights.com. And if you can't come to the games on Thursday and Friday, watch right here on WCCB. Speaking of watching WCCB, you can watch Talkin' Sports with my dad, and that features Jeff and Jack Taylor. They've got another double play for us right now, guys.
All right, baseball fans, time for another double play. I'm Jeff Taylor, that's Jack Taylor. And Jack, in today's world, baseball is kind of morphed, especially on the minor league side of it all, whether it's single A, double A, triple A, where you have all this fun stuff. You have fireworks, you have in-game contests, you have theme nights. It's gotten kind of crazy. So my question now is, listen, the product on the field is awesome, especially AAA where guys are trying to make it up to the next, make it to the bigs. So my question is, has it become too much fun though in the minor leagues? And maybe fans go for that, not as much the game?
I think it's tough because I think you have to do something different to attract fans, right? When you're talking about especially minor league baseball. And I think that, from the mascots to promotion nights to whatever they have to do, I think they do a good job of it because the players go back and forth so often. They're going to go up to the majors, they're going to go down to double A.
Especially with AAA, yep.
So I think you're going to have to try to create fun as opposed to the consistency that you get from a professional league.
I agree. I enjoy the fun. The Knights do a great job. Hey, more Beyond the Bases coming up next.
I've been doing this for a long time. Somebody has to stand up for victims.
Detective Stabler, my partner, Detective Benson.
The world is changing. It took a lot of courage to get up on that stand. There's no stigma in coming forward. Please help me stop him.
He's not gonna ever be able to hurt you again. I promise you, I'll protect you. I'm not gonna stop until we find this guy.
Weeknights at 8 on WCCB Charlotte.
Welcome to Huntington, a bank that believes we should all get more from money, like a path to turn late nights into beach days, and a nudge when you've got enough for the GOAT. Go for it, Daryl. Let's get more from money. Huntington Bank.
When I was hurt on the job, I needed help. An experienced law firm can help you get the workers' compensation you may deserve to get your life back on track. I'm glad I got the Farron Advantage. Call the law offices of James Scott Farron. They got me the benefits I deserved.
Whataburger's coming in hot with a bold new chicken sandwich. We start with tangy red pepper cheese, topped with our new crispy chicken breast, and drizzled with sweet hot honey. It's the new Hot Honey Crisp What a Chicken Sandwich. Just don't get lost in the sauce. Savor it for a limited time at What a Burger. Come one, come y'all.
We're here for those who build America. Those who believe that giving everything we've got today will pay off tomorrow. Who will drive America forward for 250 years to come. If that's who you are, you should pay what we pay.
Now get employee pricing on select Ford trucks, plus active and retired military personnel and active first responders get an extra 1,000 bonus cash.
Hurt on the job?
All they did was delay and delay.
You need to call an experienced and knowledgeable workers' compensation law firm, James Scott Farron.
I got a big check, and I still have my job.
Everything I deserve.
Tell them you mean business.
You know what we love about Scotty Scheffler? He never stops trying to get more from his game. And that's just how we feel about money. Huntington Bank.
The bright lights, the crack of the bat, and the roaring crowd. Baseball is a sport with a history as storied and dynamic as the country that made it so great. So we're celebrating 250 years of the United States here with the Charlotte Knights this year. Let's take a look at how Charlotte has helped to shape the sport of baseball. How has baseball not only influenced Charlotte as a sport, but the community and the culture as a whole?
It has a lasting influence, and it brings the community together. In the early days, leaving from the mills and the farms to come out and play this great game of baseball. The likes of Billy Graham, Mayor Bearden, and also the first professional general manager in baseball was a woman by the name of Frances Crockett, the longest standing professional sport in the city of Charlotte.
Well, we are celebrating America.